UFC's Paramount opener arrives this weekend, and I'm going to be giving you my prediction and breakdown for every single fight on the card. Starting off, we have Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. Quick and simple. I don't believe. What the fuck is this? Cookies? Fuck it, bro. You try to take my information and shit. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. I don't believe Adam Fuckit is UFC caliber, and I think Ty Miller is UFC caliber. So I'm gonna go Ty Miller by ground and pound TKO. Next up, Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman. Now, this is a little bit of a closer fight. Ricky Turcios has had a weird UFC career. Sometimes it feels like he's just not even trying out there. He's just being active to look like he's landing. Like against his fight against Raul Rosas, it was good, but it kind of felt like he was just doing a lot of nothing out there. So I'm going to go with Cameron Smotherman by decision. I think the wrestling's going to be too much. I think Ricky Turcios is going to be too complacent on the ground. I just don't think he has that fire to really push himself and get him out of those situations. Next up, oh my gosh, Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. Now, Denzel Freeman's UFC debut, one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. A complete abomination. Two fat fucks that didn't want to do shit the entire fucking fight. And he happened to win. But Josh Hockett, on the other hand, decent cardio, decent hands, very, very good hands, actually. And his mic skills, man, another one to be Chael Sonnen, but he makes it work. He makes it work. We needed something like this in the heavyweight division. We don't have many contenders. We don't have many names. We don't have many personalities. Everyone up there is kind of bland. Like Josh Hockett could really make a push in this division. So I think I'm gonna go with Josh Hockett by ground and pound TKO in the second round. I think Denzel Freeman sucks, and I think Josh Hockett's pretty good. Next up, Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. Wow, man. Everything in my body wants me to pick Michael Johnson, but I can't do it. He's been knocked out too many times, and Alexander Hernandez is on a run right now, man. He's on a run. He just knocked out Chase Hooper. Man, this is tough. Because Michael Johnson's hands are still there. He's still fast. But Alexander Hernandez is actually improving. Man. I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez, late first round, KO. Out cold is Michael Johnson on the canvas. And I'll probably be depressed for a little bit, unless my main event prediction is correct. But yeah, Alexander Hernandez, late first round, KO. Flatline. Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. This one's easy to me. I think Alex Perez is on the downtrend. I think he was good at one point, but I think it's a little too late. I think Charles Johnson, he's had a few losses that I don't think should have been losses. He lost to, what was that guy's name? Ramazan Tamirov, but Tamirov tested positive for a substance, so I don't really count that. And obviously, he knocked out my boy Joshua Van, knocked out Loner Kavanaugh. I really think this guy is top 7, top 8 caliber for sure. I think Charles Johnson is one of the best guys in this division. I think Alex Perez, he's had a lot of injuries. He's had a lot of time off. I don't think he's as fast as he once was. I don't think he can just grit things out like he could before. We saw a really nasty injury when he fought Tyra. What was his last fight? His last fight was against Asu Amabayev. He lost by submission. I don't know. He looked pretty good in that fight. He did, but it looked like he was giving everything he had just to make it close. Like I feel like him 5 years ago, I feel like he could have beat Asu Amabayev. But Charles Johnson, he's got crazy power. He's got good speed. He's got good cardio. I'm gonna go with Charles Johnson, and I'm gonna go with a decision. I think Alex Perez has a brick for a skull, and I don't think he can be knocked out as easily as we think. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. We have seen this man, Nikita Krylov, get flatlined 2 fights in a row, and he's coming back relatively soon. I don't like this for him, but I also believe he's on a different level to Modestas Bukauskas. It's like I think he gets knocked out by the top 10 guys, but against Modestas, I don't think Modestas has that one hitter quitter power, you know. But I don't. At the same time, it's like I don't know if he'll need that power against Nikita Krylov. I don't think his chin is gonna be the same after that Bogdan Guskov fight, and even the Reyes fight. Like I feel like some of those punches he should not have gone down as bad as he did. But Modestas isn't really a power puncher. Modestas is more of a technical tit for tat striker. Now he does get gritty. He does throw in the pocket. Don't get me wrong, but I'm hoping Nikita Krylov is going to use some grappling because he does have good grappling, but his fight IQ is just so fucking bad. He's just so dumb. Like I'll watch him fight, and I see him sprint into Dominic Reyes' hand. I'm like, what are you doing? You just threw away your ranking. But I think Nikita Krylov is good enough to get this done. I think he's going to get a late TKO over Modestas Bukauskas. Nah, scratch that. Scratch. I think he's gonna get a close decision. I think he's gonna be a little bit tentative on the feet. I think he's gonna try to push the grappling. I think Modestas is gonna defend it a little bit, and I think it'll end up being kind of a cage match. It'll kind of stall out, and Nikita Krylov will be the one pushing and get the decision win. Next up, Ateba Gutier. This guy's a fucking beast. Andre Pulayev, I'm gonna keep this one short. A step up from Ateba's last opponent, but that's not saying much, as his last opponent literally ran away from him and then curled up in a ball on the ground. I think Ateba's gonna destroy this guy. In the first round, first minute and a half. Ateba Gutier knockout. I don't think it's gonna be a flatline knockout. I think a lot of these guys are scared of him. I don't know if I would say that about Pulayev, but I think once he feels the power, he's gonna realize it's not really in his cards to win this night. So Ateba Gautier, first minute and a half, TKO, hits the guy hard, drops him, curls up, finishes the fight. And next up, oh my god, what a fight! Oh my goodness, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davidson Figueiredo. I would have loved to see this fight if Davidson Figueiredo was 3-4 years younger. But man, Umar has been looking incredible. I see a lot of people hate on Umar, but man, he was that close to beating Merab. I know Peter Yan just beat Merab, so it's kind of like that doesn't really mean as much as it did before. But his performance against Mario Batista, and Mario Batista looked great too. That's what made this performance amazing for Umar. He looks so incredibly fast, so incredibly technical. I don't I'm not just gonna say that Peter Yan would beat Umar Nurmagomedov. I think it'd be a very close fight, and I might pick Umar. But aside from that, onto the fight. Davison Figueiredo, he's kind of washed up. He's had some injuries. He's old. He's a lot older now. I believe he is 38. I believe Umar or Figueiredo is 38. He's 38 years old. And the bantamweight division, I don't know, man. It just doesn't give me a lot of hope for his future. I think he's done all he can in the sport, and he's accomplished great things, but it's Umar's time. Umar, I believe this is going to be a masterclass performance, and I think he's going to get a dominant decision. Probably going to be a 10-8 in there somewhere. I think he's too fast for Figueiredo right now. I think his grappling is way too strong, and I think in a 3-round fight, I don't think there's many guys that can beat Umar in a 3 round fight at all, man. I think Umar Nurmagomedov is gonna get this one done. Next up, on to the main card. Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva. Man, this was tough. Man, this was tough. I really want to pick Arnold Allen. I really do. But the injuries and the time off worries me, as it always does with him. Feels like there's always something going on with Arnold Allen. I'm going to go with Jean Silva. Jean Silva, second round TKO. Now, hear me out. Arnold Allen's pressure and his boxing and his speed is incredible. But he said so much time off. I do think he's going to be a little bit rusty when he gets in there. And I think Jean Silva, after his last fight against Diego Lopez, he's going to be calculated. He's going to be timing his shots, and he's still going to be aggressive. I don't think that's going to go away. He's still going to be aggressive, but it's going to be calculated aggression. Jean Silva has power and speed that is unlike a lot of fighters in this division. Now, Arnold Allen, he does come close, but Arnold Allen does not have the power to put someone out in a split second like Diego Lopez does. We saw him against Dan Hooker, a Dan Hooker that was depleted and drained. It took him like a 40 punch combination, which in itself is very impressive. But it took him like a 40 punch combination just to put away Dan Hooker on the feet. So I think Jean Silva is going to be too fast, too powerful, too explosive, too calculated. And I think he's going to hurt Arnold Allen early and have Arnold thinking the entire time, have Arnold a little bit tentative. And he's going to apply the pressure. He's going to put him away. Jean Silva, second round TKO. Great performance. Gets him close to a title shot. We'll see what happens between Lerone and Movsar whenever that fight gets booked. But I think Jean Silva after this might be one away from a title shot. Next up, Natalia Silva versus Thug Rose. We all love Thug Rose, right? And I still believe she's very good. Her fight against Tracy Cortez was a little bit uneventful, but she showed she was a level above. But I think Natalia Silva has a real shot against Valentina Shevchenko. I think she does. I think Natalia Silva's on. She's in her prime right now. She's on the come up, and I think her understanding of range and distance control is something we don't usually see in the flyweight division. So I think she's kind of just gonna pick Rose apart for 3 rounds and get a decision. I don't think this fight's gonna be anything crazy. I'll be honest. I do think Rose is gonna have her moments, but I think Natalia Silva is a little bit too fast right now. Rose is a little older. She's a little bit out of her prime. And I know I emphasize that a lot, but specifically when it comes to speed and Natalia Silva's reflexes and her skill set, I think she's going to be a step ahead the entire time. I don't think it's going to be a very close fight, but I do think the Thug Rose is going to have her moments. And I think Natalia Silva is going to get a decision win. In the feature bout, Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I'm Dominican. I'm not black. I'm Dominican. If you guys have seen the interview, shit, forgot bro's name. If you see this, bro, I'm sorry.
The funny thing is you know how like one black guy. I think it's Dominican. I say, "Oh, I know black. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Dominican. I know black." But no, I'm black. I'm black.
Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis is a crazy fight that's about to go down. Derek Lewis, he's been on peptides. He's been on peptides. He says his training and his recovery have significantly improved, which is good because he's usually fat. Now, I don't know if peptides are actually legal, but he's still fighting, so it's all that matters to me. He's still got the power, obviously. He's old as hell. He's still eating. I just saw him do a mukbang like a week ago. And Cortez Acosta, I feel like he's really motivated right now. I feel like Cortez Acosta, he's coming into the prime of his career. He's on a streak. He's got a lot of momentum. He's got a lot of name value right now too. After this whole Aspinall situation, after he knocked out Aspinall's teammate, the name is losing me right now. But I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is on the come up. I think he is going to be a title challenger one day, and I think Derek Lewis's time at the top is over. I think Derek Lewis is going to keep knocking out these guys just in the top 15 or just outside the top 15, but I don't think he's going to make a push for the title again. I don't think that's in the cards for him. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is really fast. I think he's very good, and I think he's just going to pick Derek Lewis apart. I think he's going to get a second round KO on Derek Lewis. We've seen Derek Lewis be kind of chinny in the past. We saw him get knocked out by Tai Tuivasa. We saw him kind of curdle up into a ball against Cyril Gane, which, listen, Cyril Gane, great. Tai Tuivasa, not great. So I'm going to go with Waldo Cortez Acosta, second round KO. And on to the co-main event, the new co-main event, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am a big Song Yadong fan. Have been for a long time. I'm also a Sean O'Malley fan, but not as big. I want Song Yadong to win this fight, but my brain won't allow me to pick him. I've seen him struggle against range too many times. Even had a little bit of trouble against Chris Gutierrez, which is like, we should be finishing this fight, you know? But especially the Corey Sandhagen fight. Corey Sandhagen picked him apart from range. Song Yadong landed his shots, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Corey Sandhagen is as good as Sean O'Malley when it comes to striking in general. And I know MMA math doesn't work, but it's stuck in my head. I just can't see Corey Sandhagen piecing apart Song Yadong and Sean O'Malley not being able to do the same. Now I know Song has improved a lot, and I think we're gonna see some surprises from Song. But I also think Sean O'Malley is that top echelon. I think Marab is his kryptonite. I think I think Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan now would be a closer fight than Marab versus Sean O'Malley. As we've seen. It's kind of hard for that not to be a closer fight after how dominant the second Marab fight was. I think Sean O'Malley is going to man, I think straight punches are gonna kill Song Yadong. I'll be honest. I think that he's gonna get bloodied up early. I think he's gonna get dropped to a knee. I think Sean O'Malley's gonna finish this. Late second round, third round, TKO. Kind of hits Song Yadong with a straight right. Song drops down, and then O'Malley finishes on the ground. Ref steps in. Song protests, but it's a fair stoppage. I think Sean O'Malley late second round, early first round, or early third round TKO. And I think he's right back in the mix. I think one more fight after that might be a rematch against Peter Yan, but shit, knowing Sean O'Malley, they probably gonna give it to him anyway. But I'm hoping Song Yadong can get this done. But I'm not gonna be mad when Sean O'Malley wins. On to the main event, mate. I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out, and that's going to be to the test. It's going to be put to the test. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, I'm very conflicted because my brain is saying Justin Gaethje is so much better in the striking and Paddy is so much better in the grappling that whichever has significant time first in their respective positions, I think is going to win. But Paddy Pimblett showed in his fight against Michael Chandler. Now I know 38-year-old Michael Chandler. I get it. But Justin Gaethje went to war with Michael Chandler. Let's not forget that. But I think Paddy Pimblett is a big guy for this division. His striking has improved drastically. He's a decent jab. Good kicks. I won't lie. He has very good kicks. His defense is still a little shaky. Gaethje's boxing, I think Gaethje's still there. I know Gaethje's a little older now, but I think Gaethje's still what he was 1, 2 years ago. So I don't know. I'm expecting the feet to be in Gaethje's favor, but still competitive because of the improvements that Patty has made. Now, when it comes to the ground, I saw Justin Gaethje get put in a mounted triangle against Rafael Fiziev. What what am I supposed to do with that? He kind of just fell on Gaethje and landed in the most dominant position you can get on a person. Like what? Like it baffles me how Fiziev did not know how to finish that fight there. It should have been over right there. It should have been over. But I don't know how easily Patty will be able to take Gaethje to the ground. I know I just said Fiziev just fell on him, but that's a striker. Gaethje's not expecting a striker. Gaethje knows Paddy Pimblett's a specialist on the ground. He's going to be training. He's going to be hammering down takedown defense the entire camp, which might open up the feet for Paddy Pimblett. But I think he will get him down. I think Paddy will get Gaethje down, and I think he'll sub him in the first or second round. Whenever he gets to the ground first, whenever Paddy gets a solid position on the ground, a solid dominant position on the ground, I think the fight will be over then. I don't think Justin Gaethje's blue belt submission defense is really gonna help him much on the ground against Paddy Pimblett. So I'm gonna go Paddy Pimblett, first round submission to become the new interim champion, which by the way, this belt means nothing. This belt means nothing to me. This is a number one contender fight. And honestly, it's a number two contender fight because Arman Tsarukyan just destroyed Dan Hooker and has been the number one contender for quite some time. So I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett by first round submission. And that is my UFC 324 predictions. I'll see you in the next one.